Hello and welcome to Spirit and Life Radio. Well, it is the day before the election, Tuesday, November 4th, and I want to encourage you to get out and vote. And that's what this broadcast is about today. Friends, there is such an urgency in America today for new leadership in Washington, D.C., within the Congress and the House of Representatives, and many major issues that we will be voting on during this midterm election year. All 435 seats in the United States House of Representatives and 33 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested, along with 38 state and territorial governorships and 46 state legislatures, except Louisiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, and Virginia, and 4 territorial legislatures and numerous state and local races. And we are really in for a huge transformation, my friends, if we vote in the right way. Now, I am neither a Republican or a Democrat. I'll say that right up front. I look at the issues, and as a Christian, match them up with biblical values and strive to vote in a most righteously manner that is possible. And so that's what this program's about today, to give you some information, to let you know where some voter guides are, to help you understand the issues in Washington State, right here where I reside, and of course the bigger picture with the Congress and House of Representatives. When I was younger, I never really liked politics per se, never really understood things, but I'd watch the news with Mom and Dad and all this politics stuff. I didn't know who these people were. But when I got born again, when I got saved, I became more interested in what was going on in the world. Jimmy Carter was the president then at that time, and I began to have more of an interest. And so by the time the next election came around, in the year of Ronald Reagan winning the White House, I began to follow politics a lot more closely, having a greater concern for the Christian influence upon the highest position in the land and for the policies and laws of the nation we live in. I began to realize the importance of this all. We live under these laws that are made, and the divide between right and wrong is becoming greater. And I believe the Lord would have us be involved in the marketplace and in every sphere that you can possibly think of. Not everybody's called to be a preacher, a teacher, a missionary. No, there are men and women of God called into governmental positions of authority. I pray, dear God in heaven, He'll raise up some righteous voices in the land. Dr. Dobson is one of those. President Obama is trying to force Dr. Dobson to facilitate chemical abortions for his employees. Ironically, while President Obama rightly decries chemical weapons atrocities and infanticide by ISIS in Syria and Iraq, meanwhile, Dr. Dobson has signaled his desire to do whatever it takes to get Congress to end 100% of federal borrowing for baby killing, to terminate all IRS or national debt finance subsidies for abortionists, even if that means upsetting Capitol Hill's many Republican abortion financiers. Well, I have to say amen to Dr. Dobson. What a truly good and humane thing to do. Seriously, would Congress subsidize Auschwitz? Would President Obama subsidize lynchings? Well, if not, then why are our lawmakers borrowing from China to proliferate chemical weapons into the womb? This abortifacient should be of great concern to any Christian or any human being. Well, there are many other issues, and unless we, the people of the United States of America, quoting the first 7 words of our Constitution, rise up in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice, we'll be in big trouble. I mean, we have, in many cases, one judge overturning the will or the majority of the people, such as in Prop 8 down in California. And then there's more money, court battles, and on it goes. It is nothing less than a war for who is going to be in charge, what our nation is going to become. Because as President Obama said in his inaugural promise was to remake America. Well, I guess the question we have to ask ourselves then is, what does this mean? The reshaping, the remaking of America. Are we talking about our government borrowing thousands every second of the day to the tune of $17 trillion of debt we're going to pass on to our children? Robbing from our children to partly subsidize such evils as anti-Semitism and Islamist supremacy via the UNRWA, which funds jihad and Jew hate in Gaza and the West Bank, or mandatory Obamacare, abortion pills forced upon groups like Dr. James Dobson, Notre Dame University, and Wheaton College, or unwise, unhealthful, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender wedlock, or court-imposed on a majority of straight states without democratic vote of the people and judicial supremacy. The broader, utterly absurd notion that Congress and the President must obey the co-equal black-robe third branch, if you will, rather than their oaths to defend the Constitution. These days can be likened unto the book of Judges. No, these aren't just a bunch of dummies out there. These are people who desire to change America, reshape it, remake it. And as citizens, we need to listen to what they say and then follow through on the things they say. Check things out, in other words. We have access to their voting records, and we can find out where they stand on issues that concern us. We the people. I'm reminded of the 2012 election for the running of President of the United States, wherein Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa at the Democratic National Convention reacted to the crowd response on a vote for God and pro-Israel language in the Democratic platform. Now, if I remember correctly, the support for Israel had been in the Democratic platform for about 60 years. Well, what they did is they deleted it from the platform of the Democratic Party, as well as a statement regarding God. The Democratic Party's longtime support of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, something that has been bipartisan support for half a century in America. And so they came back to amend and then vote to reinstate it in their platform after chaos erupted on the floor of the Democrat National Convention when the delegates booed God during a voice to reinstate the Almighty in Jerusalem back into the party platform. The delegates were visibly angry after the leadership took 3 voice votes on the issue, and it appeared the vote actually failed. However, on the third vote, the chair announced it had passed, and I'm going to let you listen to it now. But before I do, I want you to hear what the amendments were. Amendment number 1, page 32, line 48. We need a government that stands up for the hopes, values, and interests of working people and gives everyone willing to work hard the chance to make the most of their God-given potential. That was the controversial word, God, and its removal. And amendment number 2, page 63, line 26. Jerusalem is and will remain the capital of Israel. The parties have agreed that Jerusalem is a matter for final status negotiations. It should remain an undivided city, accessible to people of all nations. This is what they're voting on, to reinstate these amendments. Take a listen for yourself.
Mr. Chairman, I have submitted my amendment in writing, and I believe it is being projected on the screen for the delegates to see. I move adoption of the amendment as submitted and shown to the delegates.
A motion has been made. Is there a second? Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, the matter requires a 2/3 vote in the affirmative. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed, say no. In the opinion of the... Let me do that again. All of those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. I guess.
You've got a rule, and then you've got to let them do what they're going to do. Rules.
I'll do that one more time. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 have voted in the affirmative. The motion is adopted, and the platform has been amended as shown on the screen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, it's quite obvious, folks. Half the delegates in the Democrat Party rejected God and rejected Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And this is about all the time I have for today. We will continue tomorrow concerning the midterm elections in the United States of America. I want to encourage you to get your vote in. And I want to encourage you to get your voter guides, free voter guides at www.christian-jewishvoterguides.org. That's Christian-jewishvoterguides.org. Or you may go to christianvoterguide.com. That's christianvoterguide.com. There is a ton of information up there for you. Please take advantage of it. It's there for you to help you in making right choices in this midterm election. Dear listeners, I'd like to invite you to our Sunday service held at the Chuck Bailey Recreation Center every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. in Surrey Central City. The brand new Chuck Bailey Recreation Center is located just southeast of the Gateway SkyTrain station on University Drive and across from the Wally Athletic Park. If you'd like more information about the church and the ministry, please go to our website at www.surreycitychurch.com. That's surreycitychurch.com. And in doing so, you will also find our donate button at the top of the page. When you click on that, that will take you to our PayPal website. There you can make your tax-deductible donation by using your credit or debit card. Or, if you don't use PayPal, just follow the continue link at the bottom of the page to your left. We hope that you will support your local ministries, reminding you that we are a listener-supported radio broadcast in need of your financial support. And when you give, we're going to send you out our brand new CD, Hyper Grace. And in addition to that CD, we'll send you out our complete Halloween CD, Halloween Origins, if you'll use the PayPal system or make a note by mailing your donation in. Now, if you don't use the PayPal tool, you can always write to us and send in your donation to Spirit and Life Radio, suite number 491, 7360, 137th Street, Surrey, BC, V3W 1A3. That's suite number 491, 7360, 137th Street, Surrey, V3W 1A3. And on the U.S. side, you can send in your donation to P.O. Box 737, Ferndale, Washington, 98248. P.O. Box 737 in Ferndale, Washington, 98248. Canadians, please make your checks out to Surrey Central City Church. And on the U.S. side, write your checks to Spirit Life Worship Center. Please include Spirit and Life Radio in the memo section of your checks so we may receive all of you properly who give. And we want you to know we appreciate your help in keeping us on the air. All of our information is on our website at surreycitychurch.com. Now remember, friends, it is the Spirit who gives life. The flesh profits nothing. The words that I speak to you are spirit, and they are life. Spirit Life Radio, your spirit-filled connection.